Good morning. Beautiful day to be alive, but not a happy day for the company here. We are having to do some removal. Removal that we poured. We poured this concrete. Had a few little issues happen. Wrong cure got sprayed on, and the cure got sprayed on incorrectly. So, several learning abilities here. Make sure it never happens again, right? Walk on back here. Just got on the job site. Brett has been here doing some demo with the jackhammer. This is where we are right now.
One week earlier.
Sir, why are you so angry? My nature.
You gotta love that victory, boys. So we are at the job site now. I'm gonna check it out. Head back here and check it out. I just found out yesterday that we're gonna have to tear one of the patios out that we did and redo it. So there's that. Not good. It was a mishap. That was it started with the wrong cure getting given to the guy at the white cap, and then that cure getting brought to the job site, and then somebody spraying it on the concrete that should have been sprayed on. So it's a big deal, but we'll talk about that a little more later. Let's see how the guys are doing now. What do you think, Mikey?
I think we're getting it.
So we're gonna have to replace that patio next week.
Yeah, that's what Orville was telling me.
I don't know how we should go, how we should go about this in the future, How we should set this up so it doesn't happen in the future,
What?
This whole thing that's going on.
speckles.
Do I have to micromanage everything?
Right.
Or?
How do we stop having to pull things out or having to go back and grind? And
Because this is, it's my fault. Everything's my fault.
mine too.
But as soon as I found out about that cure, I said, okay, I'm calling Whitecap right now.
Yeah.
We got the thing. We talked. We know we can use it here, and we pretty much knew we couldn't use it anywhere else, and still get used. So even though it's my fault,
it's everybody's fault too. And
I did what I had to do. I did my part. And other than coming out in the field and making,
Yeah. No,
we learn and we move on. But what I don't want to do is repeat. Ever.
No.
And I really didn't see this coming from Janelle, because as soon as I found out we were using a different cure, okay, here's where we start this one. Roman brings this cure to the job site, and it's shut down right there. That cure goes straight back to the white cap. He's coming back right now. He's gonna get the right stuff. That's how that's handled, first of all.
Sure.
Next of all, you tell me we're using the wrong cure, I call up
Find out
white
what we
cap.
can use it for.
I say, can we use this for what we're working on now? We don't normally work on. Okay, it's going to be better for tile than it is, but it's not good for the stuff that we normally do. Okay, I let you know this. We're on the same page.
And then I'm not all of a sudden. Yeah.
And then it goes into the whole thing. And I've got pictures of 3 different jobs that are totally messed up with the cure spraying. It goes to laziness right there. You're spraying cure out of a frickin' sprayer that should not be spraying cure. Period.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about one point of failure here.
No. No, it's not.
You know?
It's all over the map.
And what this reeks of is somebody that does not give a half a crap about what we're doing. And I think we do care.
Yeah.
But if somebody here doesn't care, then we gotta remove them. You know, because otherwise we're removing concrete.
Right, yeah, it's
Yeah,
easier to remove.
that kills us.
Yeah. But Mikey, how many years have you been in the business?
About 40. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, colored concrete.
Right,
We're in a whole different league here. We're colored concrete.
right.
The one you did over at Alexa's that day, totally industrial commercial, you splattered it on there. I mean, you still should have run a broom over it just to smear it, just to even it out. But at least that's industrial.
Right.
They went over to Harper's, sprayed the same non-spraying thing, splattered it all over, just big blobs all over. I told Brett right then and there, I said, he sent me a picture and I said, that sprayer's got to get cleaned. You don't spray cure like that. Okay, I'll tell Orville. I don't know if you told Orville or not, but after that is when Janelle's came down.
After that, we didn't use that sprayer anymore.
Oh, whatever it is. Janelle's got sprayed the exact same way.
Which one is Janelle's?
That's the one we're tearing out next week. Because it got sprayed like that.
Colored?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a perfect example of when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Morning of the poor.
you're all good. Don't worry about it.
It is 7:30 in the morning on a Friday, and the guys are pouring that redo that we had to do. Well, actually, they're probably done pouring by now, and the mud was supposed to be there at 6:30. It was running late. Look at that way. Those lights up. Anyways, it was running late, so they should be done pouring by now. And I'm heading over there. We're going to do a meeting on site. This is our bi-weekly meeting. Normally it happens during the beginning of the week, but with how busy we were, we just decided to put it off to the end of the week. So I'm gonna head over there. We're gonna chit chat a little bit about everything going on. I'll let you see the project we're working on, talk a little bit more about why we decided to remove and replace rather than take another route. And I know there's gonna be a lot of guys out there who'll say, I would have fixed it this way, or I would have fixed it that way. But anything short of removing and replacing it is just a band-aid in my opinion. So anyways, I'll let you in on a little bit more of that once we get there. So we'll see you at the meeting.
Daylight on the horizon, shining back at me, makes me think of my baby coming home to me. Down the riverside flowing, knowing she's still there. I can't see where she's going, but I hope it's here. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's trying. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. Just don't let go. Don't let go. Daydreams falling like raindrops non-stop, making plans. All I ever have dreamt of falling through my hands. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's fighting. Come lay on my chest.
Alrighty.
Find a little rest from
So, Aaron, you want to say the prayer today?
About Savannah. Yeah,
Lord, thank you for giving us the strength to carry out our duties today. Keep us all safe as we strive to be the best at this craft we have chosen. May our measurements be true, may our decisions be accurate, may the weather stay in our favor, and may the concrete set at a pace we can keep up with. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Very nice. We had to put her on the spot there, Orville.
Yeah. I'm delegating, man. I'm getting better at this.
You'll get paid back for that one.
Okay.
She's a good sport.
All right.
She's a good sport.
For the values, I don't have one for myself, but I watched Matt do one the other day with the package.
Oh yeah. I think that we'd already talked to him too, and at the last site, and we already talked to him and closed the door. But then there was a package out there, so I grabbed it. Bothered them again.
Because it was right outside their front porch, where they're not walking through. They're entering and exiting through the garage now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they're not going to see it
Yep.
for a while. And, yeah, so we'll take a good approach there.
Good. Anything else we can think of in this one?
Yeah, just yesterday's deal. I remembered at the house to go in my shop vac so I could do a thorough job of the little artificial grass dog area there.
Mhm.
And the lady noticed it, thanked me.
Yeah,
And
she-
give Bo his stick back too.
Yeah.
You know? Bo's a cool dog.
He is, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. No, she was really pleased. I mean, you probably noticed by the
Yeah.
things went down, but
Did she send you a picture of the grade card?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she sent it about
So I don't need
I
to
sent it to Savannah.
6 out of 5.
Right. Extra credit
Yeah,
star.
and I talked to the Ready Mix about that effervescence coming up on there, and they said the same thing they did in the last one. Use vinegar, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same thing.
Just let it sit
It's
a
salt.
while.
So the only thing I was wondering about is whether Bill had been putting water on it or not.
He asked, I told him no.
And I told him putting water on it. So,
Well, that's kind of old school thinking. You know what I mean?
wait, it's not a bad idea for gray coffee.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're definitely gonna get effervescence if you're wetting down your colored pad. You know, I mean, again, anyway, but you're definitely getting
And that the effervescence that I was seeing yesterday wasn't as pronounced as some of the jobs we've done. You know, like
It
that.
looked almost gray.
What's that guy's name up on the hill there? Is
Oh yeah, with the two colors.
yeah, and that was. I mean, we worked and worked and worked,
Right.
and it helped, but it still was there. And he did some work on it too.
But anyway, I don't think it's gonna become an issue or anything. We may have to go back over there and scrub it off. You know,
He
I
sits
mean,
real close to home.
Yeah. Good walk over there.
she's paid in full and everything. So
Yeah, that's good.
alrighty. So as far as the job costs go, coming out good. You know, I mean nothing hugely out of whack. The Cummins job, I thought it was bid really high for what it was. But factoring in the distance and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you could see that there was just you're working over there, you got to be charging a lot more money, you know. And then,
Cummings was the guy that got snake bit.
Yeah.
one that you can look back on and go, we could have done this different, that different, but with it, like I said, telling a guy that it's gonna be, we'll squeeze you in when we can to get you done, should almost come with a 5% price increase or something.
Alright, and over there. Dale and Joyce is
There you
a.
go. Everybody can get everybody one.
Alright. Dale and Joyce is a pretty big job.
Is it?
A little bit of removal because there's like 4 areas of pouring.
Oh wow.
Discussion finishers.
Okay, so as far as finishers go, I mean, you know, we're getting to have a pretty good little team here, you know. And I think that, you know, I mean, I love bringing Martin in. I love Martin. Casey's always good to have around. Those guys, you know, you're not going to lose anything when they're around. You know, we'll always want to bring them in. But I just think that we need to, you know, focus on being our own best finishers and our own quality control and all that kind of stuff, you know. And
Yeah, we need to make a practice of like what you and I did the other day. Casey essentially, with a little help here and there, but he basically finished that whole front porch area. But then there were some areas that needed, you know, little small areas, but they were.
Yeah.
The one you showed me there that I fixed in the corner was pretty glaring. I thought.
yeah,
You could stick your pinky down in there.
exactly. Yeah. And that was, I mean, you know, you kind of get the feeling like Martin's just in a hurry to be done and get the hell out of there a lot of times. You know, he's got his own stuff going on. I don't blame him. He's got his own jobs, you know. But that's where we really have to step up and just say, okay, we are the team. This is our name. We're our quality control. You know, if there's something that we catch, we gotta call it out.
Always be
I always call the shit out.
Yeah, we always need to
call
be
it out.
checking the edges and such as
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I mean, when you look at that one, it's gonna pass. The homeowner's gonna think it's great and everything else.
Right.
But I'm just watching where Casey last was when I left him. And I was there. I had him straighten out 2 joints while I was standing there. And then I left, and then I came back after school that day. Like one section, you know, with a sweater along the edge, with a big nasty, you know, mark in there with the joiner, you know, just things like that. Where I don't even blame him for leaving it there, because it's so much easy. It's easy to see from the edge. It's hard to see when you're sitting on top. You know. So I mean, we gotta kind of just have each other's back. You know? If they're there, we're all calling each other out. You know. I mean, hey, there's something going on in that joint right there. You know, and not be offended by it or anything. You know? That's the trick sometimes. It's like, I'll never not say it. It's just not in my DNA.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel it. Like, oh God, I gotta say it. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna say it. It's just gonna come out. You know, where you would be more reserved and you wouldn't want to insult Martin. You know, he came and he got past it, and I let him, give him a fair chance. There was a big hole in the joint. I said, okay. Where he gets any further and it's really pissing him off, he's got to go back. I got to call out that hole in the joint.
Because of the chopping of the joint, you mean it didn't get creamed back
There's
in?
just a big hole in the joint, and he's on this side, the joint's over here,
Yeah.
and it's on this side of the joint. So he's not, you know, if he can see anything of it, he's not seeing the full glory of it, you know. So, but he went right back, you know, he just reached right back and got it. But I mean, I could have, if I hadn't done that, that hole would have been there right now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where, if you, Mike, you got to hit that area right there. Mike, don't get offended by it. You say, okay, this is what we talked about at the beginning, right? So we're all calling each other out, and this goes right back to David, you know, and Casey. David has a really hard time
Being called
with
out.
criticism of anything, even if it wasn't really criticism.
Right. As I say, he misconstrued most everything we said.
And that's the extreme case. But that's the feeling we all have. You know, so we got to get over that as a team, as a crew. We got to get over that and be able to laugh at it. You know, like, hey, you got a spot there. Now that we've done this, it lightens the air. You know, he calls you out and says, hey, miss a spot, you're not going.
Well, and there's there's never a piece of work that you can't scrutinize. The
You
more
can.
closely you
You
scrutinize, you can find
Totally.
certain little things about
Totally.
it.
You know, and
But
this,
the ones that are glaring, that
and
need
the
to be
same thing
addressed.
too. If you're sweeping up and he's coming down the stretch, I'd like you to say, Mikey, look it from your side. Just make sure you don't see anything.
Ask if I can
You know?
be called out.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because I know from being out there, I've come off many floors, walked back around. And
Yeah.
The light and
Wish
then
somebody
just the
would've told
angles
me.
that you,
Yeah,
the shadows
totally.
and such.
I mean, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's where the teamwork really comes in, because
Yeah.
that creates not just a bunch of individual finishers, but a team of finishing professionals. And hopefully we just keep doing more and more on our own. I mean, like I say, awesome to have Martin there, because you know you're not going to fall behind. He's going to be on top of things. He's going to be keeping the pace moving right and everything. And he's good that way. He's really good to learn from in that regard.
Right.
And the more eyes you have on anything, any project you're doing, whether it's concrete or whatever, the more eyes you have on it, the more likely you are to catch any little
Totally.
thing.
And the better
And
the
you know,
concrete will come
and
out.
as the keys are on, as Casey's are on, as Roman's are on, as Jacob's are on, whatever, then you get to fill them in on the things that we've talked about, you know. So nobody gets offended. Nobody throws up an egg through the window.
Whenever
I get offended.
Whenever I go back in over Casey's stuff or Martin's stuff, as I'm doing it, I'm throwing it on you. Well, you know how Johnny is.
Yeah, totally.
And
that's great.
they go for that.
That's great. That's
buy
wonderful.
that.
I mean, I'll take that all day long.
Don't spray that.
You can call me names.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You wanna go open up that joint? We're just down to the training now.
Yeah.
Joint spins out.
I know.
Should we go look at it together?
Yes.
We can take the meeting in hand.
Room for all.
Yes. We cleared all that.
Single file.
Yep. Don't touch the walls.
Everybody but those under 5 feet.
Oh boy.
What are the dotted lines?
Feel free to pull a string line off. Line up. You can line up that up
Right.
there. And that up there, line up that up there.
Yeah, we put a string line on this bush really straight.
And then these, you just want to kind of hit the middle of the mound. You're coming off of here. And then you're coming off of here and you're taking across there. And just make a difference. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah. I just hadn't heard the term used.
It's probably just one. Bible verse of the day, Ecclesiastes 2:24. Nothing is better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that his soul should enjoy good in his labor.
I love that Proverbs 5 or whatever.
This also I saw was from the Lord, was from the hand of God. Kind of an interesting one. Look, you could interpret that one a little bit wrong, I think. But.
Yeah, I kind of interpret the second half of that as being that you should enjoy your work, enjoy what you do.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, like is what I'm getting at. Like,
Okay.
like you work hard, you know, now you eat and drink, and enjoy that hard labor that you got.
Takes pride in your work. I think.
And there's no sin in profiting. If you worked hard and you've earned it, well, and the lady took that all before of us. And to me, that always speaks volumes. I mean, $40 is great, but mostly, even more so than that, is that she realized what was being done there was not just the bare minimum. We did things that we could have let slide.
Yeah. Okay. How's it coming, Brett?
Really good.
Ready to sweat her up, huh?
What's that?
Ready to sweat, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And some. Ah, looks like a perfect day. So you got anything from the office that we need to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
So those joints on there, Mikey, is that what would come to your mind to do it, or was that? I mean, it is now, but
Well, yeah.
because it is.
Every time I run into a situation where I see that it's gonna create that little tiny wedge pie out on the end,
Yeah.
that wedge in here doesn't matter.
No.
But if it were flipped in reverse, it would be
I
exactly
mean,
what we're trying to avoid.
that is the exact shape at that job, you know, and that's
Right,
why I'm doing this, you know. And by the time I got there, it was beyond that, you know, so it was no point in bringing it up then.
How did we? I don't recall. How did we join that differently from these sketches?
You just went straight across. That's it.
One time, nothing at all.
Enough in the middle. What's that?
I said it's kind of like a city job. 4 of us leaning on the shovel, 2 guys working.
Yeah. Well, I think, is anybody else got anything they want to bring up for start, stop, continue, or anything like that, or?
I want to stop coming back and
Turn out, coming back. Yeah.
Work, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll fight
So-
any of you that disagree.
So let's get, have you got a time lapse or something going now?
No.
Go ahead and get the rest of this on time lapse while he's finishing this.
Yep.
Is this meeting adjourned?
Rolls or whatever they were that I got. Is that a fundraiser for one of the kids?
Rolls. No,
Those,
I think we covered.
cinnamon rolls or whatever they were.
I think the company covered those too.
Okay.
What have we got left to sell in your family then? Have you got any
Raffle
tickets?
tickets.
Or you got some more?
Yeah, raffle tickets
Did you get raffle
for
tickets?
cash prizes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Did you get any?
No. How much are they?
$10 each.
I'll take one. You got them with you?
No, I do not.
Okay, let me give you $10, and then the next time I see you, you can have one for me, because otherwise I won't have the $10.
What's that on the 17th? The 17th?
Raffles on the 17th, yes. Now, you don't have to be present to win. It's at the football game.
Do you have a way of rigging it so I can make sure I can win?
Yes, absolutely, 100%
No,
guaranteed.
I don't have that much power yet.
100% guaranteed.
Don't sell yourself short.
You win a raffle ticket.
Right? I won 4 of them.
Yeah, it's paper or cardboard or whatever it's made of, you know. This meeting is adjourned.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the meeting. It went pretty well, and you know, the jobs came in pretty good. Nothing way out of whack. Most of them above. One of them here below, but only by 1%. So we love doing these meetings every couple weeks. Talk back and forth a little bit about how we could, you know, improve in the future, and it sure doesn't hurt. So right now, I mean, you could see that Brett was finishing up back there, and you know, we're losing money. There's no question about that. But if we had tried to stain it and seal it, you get a whole different product. If we had tried to grind it, it's a whole different look. If we had tried to overlay it, it's just a completely different product altogether. So, and no matter how much way you do it, you're going to spend money on it. You know. So, in this case, we said, you know what, we're going to give her exactly what she bought, exactly like it should be. It was our mistake that we put the wrong cure spray on it. It's not her fault. She shouldn't have to suffer for it. She should not have to live with something that is substandard just because I gotta pull money out of my pocket to make it right. So I think we did what's right. Hit the comments and let me know what you would have done and what you think of doing things like that. You know, I mean, there's a lot of concrete guys that, you know, are trying to get to work with the lower price, and you know, that's their business model, and I don't blame them. They do a lot of volume. What we sell is the service. You know, we're gonna make sure that the job site is clean the whole time we're working, polished when we leave. We're gonna make sure that we've given you the best finish we can possibly offer, and you know, make your dreams come true, basically, and not have any stress. You know, this is completely stress-free operation. So that's just how we've modeled. We don't pay any attention whatsoever to what the going rate is. It just does not compute to me at all. We do the job, we job cost it. That forms our baseline for that size job, that type of job. They're all entered into a spreadsheet, categorized, and I can pull up that sheet, look exact, you know, get the square footage, find something real similar, and look at the profit margin on it. I can just, you know, it's dialed in for us, you know, so we don't pay any attention to the going rate, don't care anything about it, and it's worked out well for us so far. And I think the result is that, you know, when we do have to replace one, it's very, very rare, you know. Last year we replaced one section of one because it had a puddle sitting in it. This year we're replacing, you know, one very small patio. So anyways, let me know what you think. And I'm gonna hit the road again, so I'm gonna see you along the way.